Alright, today on the channel we're going to be taking a look at the Base C1 Emulation Console. Now this is very similar to a video that we just made on the channel about the Base R1. In fact, if you look at them, very similar form factor, one square, one circular. Looking at the ports on the back, basically they're identical except for one additional port on the C1, which is the optical audio, but you got your micro SD card slot. This one came preloaded, fully kitted out. I think a 512 gigabyte card in here with over 116,000 games. But the additional port you get on this C1 is this optical audio. You got your HDMI out for 4K display, but then again, you're playing retro video games. You don't necessarily need 4K resolution, but it is available. You have your Ethernet port, you've got your power port, you got your 3.5 millimeter audio, and you've got a USB 3.0 and a USB 2.0. All the stock photos online of this product show it having RGB lighting, and it doesn't necessarily have RGB lighting. In fact, it's just an LED inside, and there's like a blue plastic ring that goes all the way around. So you're not going to get R or G, you're just going to get the B. So it's just got to have that blue light, and you can't turn it off. It just automatically illuminates. So if that's something that bothers you, R1 is probably something more suited for you, because these are identical chipsets inside. They're going to be able to play the exact same games. They're going to have the same capabilities. This is going to dual boot, so you can go into the Android 9.0, or you can use the stock Emuelec firmware to play your retro video games. So it does come with the same accessories. You get your hard shell carrying case, nice big case, very sturdy, easy portable, and you're also going to get two USB powered controllers. These are mid-range quality, not the worst, not the best, but they'll definitely do for most gamers. Then of course you get your user manual, an Android manual, an HDMI cable, power cable of course, and a remote for when you're using the Android side of things. So let's go ahead and power it on and test it up, shall we? Alright, here we are in the main user interface, and it looks identical to the previous review video where we talked about the Base R1, because like I said, both of these devices are pretty much identical with the exception of an optical audio port and a LED ring. Other than that, everything is going to be the exact same. This card that did come with this C1 did have more games, and as you can see, it's got 116,000 games, and I'll tell you right out of the gate, that is not honest. That is a bloated number far and away, so I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. There's so many duplicate files on here, it's kind of insane. Arcade classics, you go look at that 1,000 mile rally, you know, there's 4 of them there. 1944 Loopmaster, there's 4 there, and that's a recurring theme pretty much in every category you look at here. You know, Final Burn, here's 1943 8 times. So I mean, truthfully, if I had to suspect and guess how many honest games are on here, maybe 30,000. So if you're interested in picking either the R1 or the C1 up, and you're thinking, hey, I'm going to go all in, I'm going to get the most bang for my buck and get the one that has, 100,000 games, save your money, people. Get the one that has the lowest amount of games, because you're going to run into the lowest amount of fluff and filler and, duplicate files on here. You got lots of great systems on here. For the most part, what the C1 and the R1 are going to excel at are all your arcade games and your retro consoles, your NES, your Super Nintendo, your Sega Genesis, your Game Boy Advance, those type of things. Going to run great. PlayStation 1 also, for the most part, is going to run great. Nintendo 64 has got a pretty good success rate. When you start getting into things like PlayStation Portable, Dreamcast, Atomiswave, Sega Naomi, then you really have to start tweaking some settings. A lot of times you have to add frame skip to get everything to run properly. So if you're looking at something that right out of the box, everything works perfectly, all the menus are pristine, you don't have to manually interject or get inside and change any of the settings to get things to perform adequately, this is not for you, because this will require some manual intervention if you're interested in playing those more advanced systems. Like I said, if you're only interested in the arcade side of things and the retro gaming consoles, then by all means this is a pretty solid product for you. But again, if you're looking for the more advanced systems, Dreamcast and above, I would probably steer clear of this, just because if you don't know what you're doing, you're looking for that straight out of the box experience that doesn't necessarily need anything. Well, again, this is not going to be the case, because it's going to need some manual intervention and tweaking, but for the most part, it is playable. It's just, you got to know what you're doing, and if you don't know what you're doing, this isn't for you. overall, like I said, this is good for those people that want that out-of-the-box experience for the arcade games and the older retro systems, not so much the newer systems, but enough talking about it. Let me show you the emulation and you can see it firsthand.
Third down. Incomplete pass. Lining up for the field goal. You can put it on the board.
Since the neighborhood really sucks, I built all these traps and security systems to protect the people who live here. The problem is some bonehead locked me in the basement and cut off my controls.
So pricing for the Hyperbase C1 is anywhere from $88 to $150 depending on the amount of games you want preloaded on the SD card. If you're interested in picking up this product, I got product links down in the video description box below. But that does it for this video review. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and as always, thanks for watching, guys. It really means a lot.